Hey everybody, do not take it seriously here today on The Cigarette Burns. I am reviewing Batman, the first one, Tim Burton's Batman, for the challenge that TheRazMansReality gave to me because I had seen this before, but I made mention of the fact that I wasn't really that impressed with it the first time. So he challenged me to watch it again to see what a second look might give me. So I did watch this recently, and I have to say it's actually a really good film. I don't know what I was thinking the first time around, but I know that Tim Burton has a reputation for doing, directing dark films, and kind of dark and gloomy, I guess. But even though this film is dark, it's not gloomy. I don't see it as gloomy. I think that Tim Burton does an excellent job of bringing Batman into Gotham City as far as how he presents him. I mean, he shows that he's a developing character from the start. He's kind of rocky on his own personality, I guess, but when he's Batman, he's completely solid in what he does. And it just, I don't know, just start to finish is awesome, I think. No one in Gotham really knows if Batman should be trusted yet. So he kind of has to prove himself. I think he does that rather well. I had to say, out of all the Batmans that I've seen, I would have to say that I think Keaton is probably the best Batman. I think he did the best job portraying the appearance of who Batman was. How can you not love the eyebrows when he's Batman? I mean, come on, it's Keaton, It just... Oh, every time I see him in another film and he does the eyebrow move, I think Batman every time. And it reminds me of that. So I think that's really, really awesome throughout the film. Keaton, he makes it so that as Batman, you don't want to mess with this guy. I mean, you see, all this other stuff happens and things come through the story. But when he's himself, when he's Bruce Wayne, he's kind of in between. But when he's Batman, you don't mess with him. And I think that's awesome, the way that that's done. Jack Nicholson is like the only guy I know that gets top billing over Michael Keaton in a film, like the main character of the film. But it's Jack Nicholson. I mean, he puts on a fantastic performance throughout this, throughout the entire film. I've seen Jack Nicholson in comedies. I've seen him in other films where it wasn't really supposed to be comedy, but I think this role as the Joker really paid off well for him because he's so good at delivering lines. I didn't realize he was that funny when I watched it the first time, and watching it the second time through, it was insane, like, what I missed. I can't believe how much I actually missed in the story. But although he's like Batman's main villain, you realize towards the end of the film that he really is just a Joker. And he's not anything close to being a rival or matching, Batman in a fight. So when you get that thought in your head and you see him throughout the entire film, it's really awesome because he puts on such a great performance, and next to Keaton, I mean, they work so well together that I think it's great. I really did like it. And then it's got Kim Basinger, I guess that's how you pronounce her last name, I'm not quite sure. She plays the love interest for Batman, and it's kind of funny how every love interest that Batman has always has like a good job, or they have something else going on, and yet with Kim in this one, she really shows how nosy reporters are, and she really sticks her face where it doesn't belong. And throughout the entire film, she's getting in trouble, obviously, but Batman's always there to rescue her. I think that's great, just the way that was played out. And I know this was a comic before. I have never read the comics, so please don't kill me for that statement. I think that this Batman is probably my favorite. Keaton as Batman, is my favorite. The cinematic view of the movie, now that I've talked about all the actors, the cinematic view of the movie was awesome. I mean, yeah, it was dark, but it was it was nice how it was set kind of like in a fantasy in a way, because it was like a 30s era type of buildings, but yet it's supposed to be current to the time period. Basically, I love everything about the film. I mean, you pair those actors and actresses with, you know, Tim Burton's direction, obviously, because if he wasn't directing it the way he wanted it, it wouldn't have come out the way it did. So I do give him credit there. Danny Elfman obviously did the score, and it's just, I love Danny Elfman's scores. They're awesome. I love the music from that. So, you know, cinematography I think was awesome. Music was awesome. Actors and actresses did a wonderful job. The only complaint that I have, and this I had to actually kind of look up, was that Tim Burton had stated that he would never open a comic book. And he kind of, I guess he did this Batman was supposed to be kind of like the comic book, but he never opened the comic book. So it was just his version of Batman. So I'm not sure if I agree with people telling me that it was a flop because he never read the comic. I think it was a great movie. I think it really was good. And I'm glad that I got challenged to watch it again and actually pay attention this time to the film, which I did pay attention before. I guess I just didn't see it for what it was. I wasn't into movies as much then. Not as much as I am now. Not nearly as much. So I'm glad that I got challenged to watch it. I love the film, absolutely loved it, and now I want to watch the second one and the third one and watch them all over again. I know that I won't like them nearly as much as this one, because like I said, I think this is my favorite, this version of Batman, the first one. So Tim Burton's version with Michael Keaton. Hope you guys enjoyed my response to the challenge, and I'll be back here soon again on Cigarette Burns with the next stuff we're going into. So stay tuned, everyone. Bye!